song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB Future TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.
Everything like that, you know. Yeah.
I have a story to tell you about the people that I meet on the street. Greedy and rich, one all for themselves, all for the greedy, and nothing for the needy. My brother, please be honest with yourself. 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 Nobody's an island. Nobody's coming alone. A kingdom like in this country, yet we have section. Let me tell you, please be honest with yourself. Please be honest with yourself. Brothers and sisters, please be honest with yourself. My Lord, please be honest with yourself. Let me tell you now, please be honest with yourself. Brothers and sisters, please be honest with yourself. Yes, please be honest with yourself. Please be honest with yourself. When this stuff time on to it, you want it to looking around and running like stinking like
Yeah, so thank you, fellow Liberians. Liberia. So we want to say thank you again for joining us on this edition of the show. We are sorry Monday we couldn't bring you the show because the station has some issues, but thankfully we are getting there. I want to say thanks to my dear friend and brother Comrade Tuso and the team here at the station. They have been doing very well. So we want to say thank God for life. Thank God for the breath that we breathe. This is Liberia. A lot is happening. I mean, Liberia is healing. People has successfully turned a just case into a political issue now. People are lining up beyond their own people. They are supporting them on Facebook and what have you. So we have a very barrage of things to talk about today. Liberia, I feel sorry for our country. You know, we are at a crossroad, and as thing is, I'm praying that we can continue to maintain our peace. Okay, we can continue to maintain our peace, because when you have a government that came on the back of lies, deception, and just mere promises that lack the technical will to lead the country, then you know that you are in a total mess. And then where the country is, we see a very, 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 very dramatic event unfolding in our country. Like I said, people are politicized the whole drug issue. Thankfully to Baka and his bands of Kabas for the way they handling the just issue. We will dive into that, but obviously, like we always do, we will also tell you why it is imperative for the indoor lectures, why it is imperative, and why it is very necessary Why we think a Liberian people we have never made any good decision since the war that we gave this country to Mr. Kumi's can 2029. It's because of what unfolding. It's because of what unfolding. For me, when I wake up every day and I sit on my bed, I tell God, thank you. That I'm innocent. I'm not part of this serious quagmire in our state. I'm not one of those that is body in shame today for bringing a government that lack the political will, a government that lacks, the technical know-how to take the country from this political quagmire that we've been in since the war. So I'm happy. At least you will say Mr. Kumi got 1%. But myself, I can also say at least I'm a proud Liberian. I'm not a party. I'm not a party to bad governance that we are seeing today. I'm not a party to those who are bent on bringing chaos in our country by their actions and inaction. So, fellow Liberians, thanks for following us. We want to say to our diaspora Liberians that may be following the show, we want to say thank you for joining the show. Those of our comrades that always take your time to follow the show from the ULI of the AMC, from across Liberia, different organizations that follow the show from different communities, whether you are in Caldwell, you are in Louisiana, you are on the Rouse Highway, somewhere there in Zointown, where that comes from, whether you are following vast Facebook. If you are in St. J, Grand Cape County, for example, we want to say welcome to the show to all of our listeners, our comrades, our cadres, our partisans of the AMC and the Liberian general populace. We want to say thank you for your support to the show. You always tune in, take time up to follow what we say here and make your input. So at the latter part of the show, as usual, we will open the phone lines and then you will give your opinion on some of the things that is unfolding in your motherland. This is Liberia. It belongs to every one of us. Yeah, most few group of people parading themselves and showboating, wanting us to believe that they are more Liberian because they carry, political titles and what have you. For us, we don't want to subscribe to that. We are all Liberians. We got our God-given right to the citizenship of this country, and nobody can take that from us. We were born Liberians, we will die Liberians, and the rest of that. So I'll take the bars of the thing. So we will tell you what Mr. Kumi policy on school is when he became president 2029. Because from all indication now, there's a breakdown in governance on the Boga regime, and you people also run out the former government in the court of democracy. Useless if you want to say that they were not prepared enough to take the country to the next level. So you people retire them honorably in 2023. So it's only fair that we are maintained for us from the AMC that Mr. Kumi be given the opportunity to steer this ship. What we're seeing is a disaster. No civilized country want to find herself in the kind of position we are in today. The name Liberia now sound very scary out there. People don't want to identify with the country because we have been declared as a narco state by our regional friends. We talk to colleagues across the South region. They are afraid to come to Liberia. It's a whole bunch of all kinds of things. So that take the bounce of our attention. And when we come back, we'll speak about some of the things Mr. Kumi intends to do in this country. And later on, we got some excerpts. The Comrade Ali Kelly of the AMC Youth Congress, the chairman, Comrade Ali Kelly, spoke to the press few minutes ago or an hour ago, if you may. We will be playing our excerpt on the show. You will hear Comrade Ali Kelly and the AMC view. He reiterated the view of the party to the Liberian media an hour ago. So we'll be playing that. And we'll also be playing some excerpts. Commemorating Kim Colley, the activists are based in the Netherlands in Europe. I have a lot of things to say about your police inspector general, the man who stay passing around here, right, with Serene. It's not me saying it before he can deploy police people outside the people's station because that's a more up around this. Okay, so Martin Colley is the one saying all of these things. We'll play Martin Colley voice. Can't courtesy of Big Brother Clarence Jackson's show this morning. So we will play that, and we'll also play some of the SF from international media about the arrest of the former vice president. By the way, she is at Golden Clinic, so we should have to keep her in our prayer. She is one of our citizens, regardless of whether she is being arrested by the Unity Party government or not. I mean, that keep her in our prayers. She's our former vice president. She is a Liberian citizen. She deserves to live. Is she involved in drugs or not? That's another discussion of, for another day. But let's keep her in our prayers. She is currently at the Go Neck Clinic around the Sophie community area. So yeah, it's a lot of things happening, folks. There's a lot of things happening. So Liberia, there's Liberia for you. There's Liberia under Joseph Barker, the 42-year-old experience we are experiencing. Sadly for all, it's now a good experience so far. So let's take a bounce of our thing song. When we come back, we'll dive in the Bandura Bass of Tina, the Unity Party people are on this on our country.
Be honest with yourselves. Please be honest with yourselves. Please be honest with yourselves.
All right. All right, so we'll have Lavette Davis on the line. So Lavette, thanks for joining the show. So just bring up to speed with some of the happenings across the country. Thank you very much for joining as usual. Lavette, you there? We want to take our dear sister Lavette to bring her up to speed as to what happening across the country before we dive into the show. So let's take this break shortly, please, before we start the show. Let's take the break. We want to hear from our sister Lavette Davis before we start the show officially. So let's take this break.
I have a story to tell you about the people that I meet on the street. Greedy and rich, one heart for themselves. All for the greedy, and nothing for the needy. My brother, please be honest with yourselves. Please be honest with yourself. Please be honest with yourself. And please be honest with yourselves. No man is an island. No man stands alone. A kingdom in a country, yet he has that show. Let me tell you, please be honest with yourselves.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get my sister Lavette to bring her up to speed with the happenings across the country. It's a normal thing here on the show. Obviously, before we start the program, we take okay. So I'm also being joined by Mr. Clarence R. Pearson. Sion, I want to say welcome, Chief. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Lawrence. It's a pleasure to be on the show
I
tonight.
think you are muted though.
I'm muted. I think I can hear you. Can hear me?
I'm coming. Just hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, speak. Let's see.
Can you hear me? You want me to go out and come back in?
I'm coming. Yeah, I know this. Yeah, you getting me now?
I can hear you. Huh? You want me to go out and come back in?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so just breathe that. Let me take this break. Let me try to call the guy to set this thing up so that we can be able to get you through the microphone. Yeah,
Oh.
please. So Mr. Pearson, just hold on a bit. Let me take this short break. Oh, what is
Every little thing, you run down to the station.
that so cool?
Telling the officers and the game and reading it in public. If you know that lion story never run straight. Three sides to lion story. Your side and my side and then the truth and please be honest with yourselves. Yes, please be honest with yourselves. Brothers and sisters, please be honest
Go
with
text me.
yourselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so sorry, Mr. Pearson, you can join the show. We now have our brother Tuso also. You can now join the show so that we can be able to get you back on. Yeah, so thank you.
You on live?
Yeah. Yeah, so Mr. Pearson, let me take this down.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. So you hello, Mr. Good evening, Mr. Pearson.
Yeah, hi. How you doing today, Lawrence? Can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Pearson. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, very good, very good.
Awesome. I want to say hi to the people of Liberia, those who are listening by way of Kia Radio. I want to say hi to everybody. Hi to you, Lawrence, and to our online viewers. I want to say thank you for being there with us. It's a pleasure. I'm looking forward to a nice show today. A lot of things happening in Liberia.
Certainly, Chief. Liberia is quite exhausting as we speak. A lot of things is happening in the country. Some people in some corners trying to make all efforts to politicize this just issue. But for us from the AMC in particular, we maintain our stand that we need a better Liberia than this. This is not what the people voted for. This is the same thing that we saw coming, for which we stood, vehemently during the campaign with Mr. Cummings, and we told the Liberian people that we need a better Liberia. We cannot continue to be in a vicious cycle. So I would like to get your perspective on that, because during the election we talk about the vision, we talk about Mr. Cummings, what he want to do, and all of that cannot be achieved, Mr. Pearson, if we have a chaotic society. If we have a society that has been ravaged by just our young people are dying on a daily basis. They are in the slums, they are in the ghettos, they are in the graveyards, and those people who are responsible. Mr. Pearson, I will come back to you, but let's tell our sister Lavette Davis to bring out the update of recent happenings in Liberia. Lavette, good evening. Thanks for joining the show.
Yeah, good evening and welcome to LIB Future today's trending news update with me, Lavecta Davis. The Secretary General of the Alternative National Congress, NC, Desmond Namlin, has described the NC as the political alternative Liberians can rally on to transform the country ahead of the 2029 elections. Namely, in a statement, said the ANC is the only alternative capable of serving Liberia in 2029, stressing that the party has no connection to instability, corruption, the drug trade, or selective justice. He described the ANC as an integrated party that is well positioned to promote economic growth and improve the living conditions of Liberians. According to Nimley, an ANC-led government will prioritize better health care and improve education system, modern infrastructure, and expanded job opportunities. He also pledged that the party would uphold the rule of law without protecting its own members from accountability. We are the political third lane the people of Liberia can use to be their destination of a better Liberia, namely stated. His comments come as political parties and potential contenders increasingly position themselves ahead of Liberia's 2029 general elections, with grievances, accountability, economic development, and the rule of law expected to remain key issues in the political debate. Ombudsman Action Aid partner to combat sexual harassment in Liberia's public sector. The Office of the Ombudsman and Action Aid Liberia have launched a strategic partnership aimed at strengthening women's rights and combating sexual harassment in Liberia's public sector. The initiative follows a high-level meeting on Wednesday, August 19th, between Ombudsman Chairperson Designate Antonin Edmoniel Martin and Action Aid Liberia Country Manager, Madam Elizabeth Ware Johnson. During the meeting, the two leaders agreed to jointly conduct public awareness campaigns on key provisions of Liberia's National Code of Conduct for all public officials and employees. The provision identified for public education include sections 1.3.24, 11.3, 11.5, 11.6, 11.7, and 11.8, which address various aspects of sexual harassment and workplace conduct. According to the two institutions, the initiative is intended to promote safe, respectful, and dignified working environments within government institutions, while ensuring that employees, particularly women, are better informed about their rights and protection under the law. The Ombudsman's Office and Action Aid Liberia also agreed to combat their institutional expertise to advocate for stronger enforcement of the relevant provision of the Code of Conduct and promote greater accountability within the public sector. Both organizations describe the collaboration as an important step towards protecting employees from sexual harassment and empowering women working in government institutions. Further details on the scope and timeline of the planned awareness campaign are expected to be announced in the coming days. We are condemns detention of former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor, accuses Bwaka of democratic backsliding. Former president and political leader of the Congress for Democratic Change, George Weah, has condemned the reported detention and travel restriction imposed on former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor, accusing the government of President Joseph Yuma Bwaka of undermining democracy and constitutional rights. In a statement issued on August 19, Weah described Taylor as the latest victim of what he called the administration's raising authoritarian tendencies, allying that the government has increasingly used extrajudicial powers against Liberians who hold opposing political views. We have said Taylor was prevented from traveling without prior notice and was subsequently harassed and detained, which he described as a violation of her constitutional right to freedom of movement. The former president said he had spoken with Taylor, who, according to him, vehemently and categorically denied allegations being made against her by the Bwaka administration. We are also criticized the government's ongoing cocaine investigation, saying his party supports lawful efforts to combat the country's drug crisis, but opposes what he described as attempts to use the investigation for political purpose. He accused the administration of attempting to establish links between the cocaine controversy and the former CDC-led government official while allegedly failing to adequately pursue individuals associated with the current government and security institutions. The former president's comments come amid investigations into two major cocaine discoveries in Liberia involving an estimated value of nearly 500 million United States dollars. We are argued that the shipments entered the country after his administration peacefully transferred power to the Bouaka government. According to Weah, rather than conducting what he described as a thorough and impartial investigation, the government has sought to fabricate and concoct connections to the CDC administration. He further claimed that some government and security officials accused or named in connection with the drugs investigation remain free. We have said he has been engaging regional and continental leaders to draw attention to what he described as the deterioration of the rule of law and democracy in Liberia. He warned that continued actions and honor he warned that continued actions that undermine democratic institutions could pose a threat to Liberia's peace and security. Despite a peaceful democratic transition, President Bouaka seeks to rule as a tyrant. This we must all resist, we have stated. The former president said he intends to return to Liberia following his ongoing engagements abroad and other Liberians to resist what he termed as attempt to undermine the country's democracy. We are pledged that the CDC will pursue political and legal avenues guaranteed under the Liberian Constitution. He concluded his statement by calling for divine blessings upon Liberia. Fadika calls on police chief Common to recuse himself from cocaine investigation. United Party supporter Hassan Fadika has called on Liberia National Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman to recuse himself from the ongoing cocaine investigation, arguing that his decision to step aside will promote transparency, protect the integrity of the process, and help restore public confidence. Fadika made the appeal in a public statement addressed directly to Coleman, stressing that his call was not a personal attack but an effort to ensure that the investigation proceeds without doubt, suspicion, or any perception of a conflict of interest. According to Fadika, Coleman's recusal could strengthen public confidence in the investigation by ensuring Liberians that the process is being handled independently and fairly. He said Liberians deserve an investigation that is not only fair, but is also seen to be fair by the public. The former Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency Deputy for Operations further urged the police chief to consider the broader public interest, emphasizing that voluntarily stepping aside when circumstances warrant it can be an act of responsible leadership. First group of 20 deportees arrived in Liberia under United States-Liberia arrangement. The first group of 20 individuals transferred from the United States has arrived in Liberia through the Roberts International Airport, marking the beginning of an arrangement between the two countries concerning people who had been seeking asylum in the United States. The Liberian government had earlier announced that Liberia is expected to receive approximately 1,200 individuals under the arrangement. The agreement is intended to promote According to the government, the agreement is intended to provide temporary safe haven for the individuals while also strengthening cooperation and bilateral relations between Liberia and the United States. So vast to continuing protest until University of Liberia is renovated. The Students' Unification Party has vowed to continue its protest actions, including throwing stones and blocking roads until the University of Liberia is fully renovated. The student group says such actions remain the only means available to draw attention to what it describes as the numerous challenges confronting the country's premier public university. SOUP is calling on the administration of President Joseph Yuma Boakai to urgently intervene and address the institution's deteriorating conditions. The group is demanding swift action from the government, arguing that students deserve a safe and conducive environment for learning. SUB has maintained that it will not back down from its protest campaign until concrete steps are taken to renovate and improve the University of Liberia. And former Vice President hospitalized under security escort amid multiple charges. Former Vice President of Liberia has reportedly been hospitalized under security escort after falling ill, preventing her from appearing in court or being remanded to jail. According to reports, the former vice president was taken to a medical facility for treatment while remaining under the supervision of security personnel. Her reported health condition led authorities to delay her court appearance and incarceration. The former vice president has been indicted on more than 8 charges, including alleged drug trafficking, importation and distribution of narcotics, money laundering, and other related offenses. The allegation formed part of a broader legal proceeding involving serious drug-related offenses. However, the charges remain allegation and the accused is presumed innocent unless proven guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. Further details regarding her medical condition, the status of the case, and when she is expected to appear in court were not immediately available. That was the news update. My name is Lovetta Davis. Good evening.
Thank you, our sister Loveto Davis. Thank you very much for that latest news update across Liberia. So yes, we gone halfway past the 4 hour of the show. We are here from 7 to 9, uh, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Except that the other days, my junior brother Asi Joy is here. So yeah, Mr. Pearson, again, welcome to the show and welcome to our listening audience. We just took the news update from our sister Lovetta Davis, and we want to say thank you, Lovette, for always coming on to bring our people up to speed as it relates to happening in Liberia. So, Chief, welcome. Let me hear you with your opening statement, then we can start the show officially.
Thank you, Lawrence. And I think it's important for us to say hi to the Liberian people who are this evening listening to us wherever they are. Some be right by the radio across Liberia. There are some who are following us by way of the social media, YouTube and LinkedIn. We want to say even Facebook. Want to say you're all welcome. And we're looking forward to a healthy discussion. So I will follow your lead, Lawrence. Look, whatever you bring on the table, considering the multiple issues developing in Liberia, we can dissect them and have a cordial conversation on those issues.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Pearson, for that opening remark. So yes, we got a barrage of things that we will be looking at as it relates to what happened in Liberia. Liberia is a very dramatic society, especially under the old man's Joe Boakai leadership. But before we come to that, we have I want to use at least the next 25 minutes or so to look at Mr. Kumis's policy on education, especially when it comes to how Liberian can be trained into tech. and vocational literacy, for example, because sometimes we cry, the government have to provide job and all of that, but Mr. Kumi want to do this thing differently, right, Mr. Pearson? Uh, you have to get people prepared. Right now, Mr. Pearson comes there to Raritan Market and say, oh yes, I got 15 jobs to offer. Do you have the requisite skill, people with the requisite skill that you can offer those jobs? Do you have people prepared for this kind of opportunity? So Mr. Kumi as the AMC want to do this thing differently. And that's why made Mr. Kumi a serious man and the AMC a very different political institution, right? So Mr. Kumi is proposing that Liberia should be trained in tech. Because the world we live today, Mr. Pearson, you will want to agree with me or not, that technology will continue to evolve, okay? So it is only fair that the avenue be given or created for Liberians to learn. We have concessions here. We see our foreign friends who are head of those rural concessions. They will go to Pakistan, to Turkey, and bring people, for example, to move the yellow equipment, right? Yellow machines, forklift, and what have you. So Mr. Kumi policy on education he is saying that, look, when I become president, I want to invest in technical literacy. That Liberians go to school and learn and get advanced into technology, right? For example, places like Uganda, students are trying to invent things using technology because while the education, the platform have been created. So I want to look at that. But what's your view on some of those, right? Mr. Cummings is projecting that vocational literacy should be something that Liberia should look into. So I want to hear your view on that.
Yeah, thank you. It is important to notice from the very onset that one of the things I like about Mr. Cummings is that he does not just say what he wants Liberia to look like. He's molding those things already. So when you talk about vocational, technical education in terms of technology, we want to be very straightforward to say Cummings already have an academic program that is tech driven, right? And that is the Alexander B. Cummings Model Science and Technology School, right? And so the fact that he already has it a part of his contribution towards Liberia tells you that if he's given an opportunity, he can expand on that ideology, or he can expand on that investment through public models. But again, look, you couldn't have been more right. The thing about technology is that that's the trend that the world is going into now. Our entire education system is archaic, all right? You have our kids that are coming out of early learning institutions, coming out of elementary, junior high, and high school, and a lot of them are barely able to manipulate a gadget, electronic gadgets. A lot of them are able to do strong research of their assignments and to do their coursework on the internet, not just using the internet, but accessing other AI generated tools that are able to give them more exposure, accessing a much more elaborate and sophisticated libraries, open libraries. There are some libraries on the internet that you don't have to pay for. You don't have to be a part of the university that have them. All you have to do is just sign up to them and use them. But there's a saying that goes like this: you can be in a room full of food. If the room is dark and you don't know where the food is located, you die from starvation, right? Unless somebody switch the light on and then your eyes open and you say, oh, but there's food in the corner there, or there's water in the barrel there. You thirst or you die from starvation. And I think that's what's happening in our education system. There's so much darkness around the modern a mode of education that our people are lacking. Look at the University of Liberia to begin with, right? Look at university. The president, Mampanya, is struggling over issues like toilet, right? And you're talking about a modern, digitized, a modern, technological, advanced society where young people as young as 12 years or 11 years, 12 years are building robotics, doing robotics engineering, are building engineering, different models, coding, and in Liberia, we're still talking about toilet at the level of the premier university of the Republic of Liberia. And I graduated from there, right? I got my master's from University of Liberia. So it's my alma mater. But every time we look back, there's little that we can point to and be proud of. And so yes, I agree with you, and I agree with what Mr. Cummings is saying. And I think we need to reach to a place where we prioritize an education system, an education model that link the young people to employable careers and employable opportunities. That bring them out of the university with skills that is profitable, right? And I think we can talk about that more going forward, because I want to see a Liberia where even at the university level, we wouldn't just say engineering department, but there should be practical engineering activities happening in the country where students are being a part of. You say agriculture college, but how can we feel ourselves when agriculture college is not being utilized, and in a manner and function that is producing a produce and producing food for the country, self-reliance on its own staple food. So how can we make our education more practical and more experience-based, outcome-driven? I think those are some of the things that Mr. Cummings is thinking about and we're looking to see in the future.
You're right, Mr. Pearson, and I couldn't agree with you more. Liberia, like I said from the onset of the show, is dramatic, and I use that words with very careful thought, because the reason I continue to say this is, even our people, right? Sometimes the way they let leaders is mind-boggling, right? These are things that in other countries, Mr. Pearson, people will read, people will look at and go to the polls and make election based on these kind of things, right? But again, like we said, because of the gullibility that exists in our country, people would make these kind of framing decisions, and we tend to regret after election. 1-2 years down the road, we start to regret. You said it. The University of Liberia, there's a training video of one of our colleagues. In fact, him and myself, we just attended the Young Political Leadership School, where we got a certificate in electoral administration, leadership, and governance. From Eddie Jabro's Young Political Leadership School. That young man is called Eddie Yancey. And when I saw him blasting at Mampanya, telling us to renovate, like he said, the University of Liberia, in modern Liberia, so to speak, in modern Liberia, in 2026, and we still discussing paint. We still discussing the painting of the university campuses. That tells you that we are going nowhere, Mr. Pearson and the Liberian people. We should elect people like our visionary. We should elect people with new ideas. How can you have a man in a mansion that, during a time people were using terror, people were not exposed to the modern things. People were not exposed to the today reality about time. So it's a problem. When President Baga took over, Mr. Pearson, in a 500 days, he said we were going to train over 10,000 Liberians in technical education. Guess what? At the end of the day, they trained 300 for 2 weeks. They said they were going to train over 10,000 youthful Liberians for over 3 months. But President Baga couldn't lay up to that, because what President Baga lacks the understanding about, technical education or technology, so to speak. The reason Liberia is like this, even basic transportation is not organized, is because people lack the basic knowledge. Other places where you have, for example, people will sit down and all of the Uber come right to your doorstep. You think how these things is made possible? It's because of technology. The world has become a global village. Mr. Kume is talking about how can Liberian be not just locally marketable when it comes to the job market, but also globally. That if our Lawrence get out there, maybe to China or whatever part of the world, I can be able to survive. I will not be there like a one clown that just come to town. That's what Mr. Kume is saying. That open these 10 schools, that what Mr. Kume currently have at the Dupo Road. And ignorantly, some of their supporters, their gullible supporters, Mr. Kume open expensive school. So now I wonder, I say, does this guy understand the magnitude of what that school is bringing to the Liberian people, especially like the ordinary people, children? That's a state school. That's not just one flat banner school, buyer school yet. So is Mr. Kumi is already implementing this idea. But like Mr. Kumi always said, government is one place that you can use if you have a better intention to have a a very impressive and massive impact on the population, because that's the only office that had a sole authority to do that. But what we've seen so far when it comes to this government educational policy is a joke. It's a joke. There's no, distancing from the past to this point to say yes. The way we continue to, even the way that our curriculum is, you still teaching the Chairman John Kessler book. You just teach something that cannot suffice into the reality. Is what they teaching in the various schools around here. People graduate from high school, Mr. Pearson, by right, and becoming out of high school, there should be certain vocational knowledge that have been imparted in you. Why can't the Ministry of Education introduce that? To say, look, all these public schools, there should be a vocational arm established. People should be trained to computer literacy, right? To, like we said, the F movie equipment, for example.
Yeah. You're making some strong points there. When you look at the interdisciplinary approach to learning, you mentioned the STEM program, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. One of the things, and you mentioned also how you with Taylor, we should rearrange our education where it is skill based. It makes a lot of sense, because how does it profit us if we have our developmental agenda, which constitute the different problems that we want to solve in our country, moving to a developed nation, and our education is not built around those problem solving models, right? That come with certain basic skills. So like engineering in a STEM program. So let's say road construction is one of the major component of our development agenda. So how many schools do we have that the students the government can put money into the budget with special direct investment that ensure that kids that are doing engineering are practically building roads?
Right.
So it's not just a matter of going in the classroom and take ruler and say, okay, I'm measuring one line from here to here. This is a diagonal line. This a hexagon. No.
Yeah, you're right. Mr. Pearson, not to call you up. I agree with you. And there were the issue about building a system that can enable you to trust those that you are building comes in, right? Like this professor from Kenya, Professor Pierre Lumumba, will say, we have engineers that cannot build road. I think he was just trying to acknowledge us about the way we Africans apply to our own, right? So, for example, there are certain ended in Liberia, Mr. Pearson, when you present your degree, like you said, if you graduate from the University of Liberia, once you don't have to have an international degree, and by the way, no prejudice to those of you who God have blessed, maybe to get or your stuff from outside Liberia, right? But the thing is, they look down on it as though it means nothing. No. So that's the kind of system Mr. Kumi want to build, where we can have a system that will train her own right here in Liberia, and we put them on the field out there where we can see Liberian engineers building Liberian roads. Because the Chinese will not always be here with us. We should not take charge of our own destiny in the regard.
Yeah, and that's a big point you just raised there. So in India, there's this model where the Indian government, at some point in time in the development agenda, they pair local professors with international experts, right, from Russia and China and other places, and then they did the work together. So say the way we're building roads across the country when we hiring Chinese companies, other companies, whatever the case is, what they would do is that they make it a learning process. So that when those engineers have built their roads and left, the local professors already know what to do in terms of building roads. The government going to give money to stranger again. So for instance, President Burger said, bro, how many 200? I don't know what kind of air moving machine?
285 pieces of
how many operator machines? And people think the operation of the machine is just getting in and driving. No, it's like me going to University of Liberia right now on Capitol Hill, and I carry a whole pickup full of laptop, right? And then I just hand laptop over to the students, so okay, go and do go and do your coursework with it, and some of them don't even know what it means to boot it, what Microsoft means, what
Yeah.
Excel means, what PowerPoint means. They know nothing of the function of the computer. Those
Right.
computers I would give them at that time is a waste.
You're right.
Because somebody will end up looking at movie on this, somebody look at porn video on this, somebody with a Chelsea and Barcelona game on it.
What about you can use that computer to actually do a lot of stuff?
Yes.
Do a lot of stuff.
So you get to an 85 machine without any proper plan as to how you can use those machines to buttress maybe the engineering department of University of Liberia.
Right.
Alongside any construction company or Ministry of Public Works within the country, where the University of Liberia engineering department or maybe the AFL engineering department, and, in a way work with these guys that are coming to work in the country and make sure by the time the guys finish building 2 or maybe 16 kilometer a road, 17 kilometer a road, by the time they leave, Liberians are able to take on those things through the universities. Now you will not be looking for a university to go look for money again to come sustain SR because the university already picking up big contracts. It become a teaching university.
Right.
Yeah, you got teaching hospitals, right? Like
Right.
JFK used to be. You got doctors that are training to become doctors at the same time practicing right in JFK.
Right.
We can adapt the same model for water and sewer. We can adapt the same model for LEC. We can adapt the same model for low cost housing development projects. People who graduating from MVTC and other places or any TVET program should not be graduating and then just live for a certificate. They should be graduating showing you houses they build in villages and towns, making money in the process. And those houses later on managed by the National Housing Authority, turning over small money with it and using the same money to build new ones. Take our people out of the zinc shack, take our people out of the thatched buildings, take our people out of the mud. But again, it goes back to what you said. You have to have leaders who are forward thinking, leaders who understand the dynamics of change and development. And I think Mr. Cummings got those pedigree. But again, the cheap propaganda about trivial things that will not add value to people's life is the thing we focus on. We're not.
In fact, we come in there and there why I couldn't agree more with the Secretary General of the AMC today when he said when he re-emphasized in fact the party's new position about being a political telling, which of course we all no apologies. The AMC realistically, in all fairness, is the only political alternative for real change in this country. I said we just want to be dying and just continue with the same political system, and then expecting, because the thing can, somebody can look paradoxical, right, Mr. Pearson? You cannot be wanting change, right? You say I want change, I want reform, but you still maintain the same old caliber of people. They are still in one. I mean, still in the affairs of thing. Like LeBron man will say, you take that old one, you go, you dump a new bottle, and you see it up. No, it's the same one, my brother. That's not the only thing that changed. Is the bottle, right? So back to the educational thing. We got a few minutes to be on it because I want to use the next 1 hour or probably 35 minutes to get our view on the training issues in the country, and then we can open the line to hear the perspective of our followers. So Mr. Kumbe is also talking about adult literacy, excuse me. He's talking about adult education, where we can get to train some of our elderly folks who still have interest in reading, at least what you ought to count your life about that when you say your beta by the end of the day. Because Mr. Pearson, for me, one of the reasons I think there's a powerful write-up in this document is an educated society is an informed society. And when the society is informed, the way they think, the way they go about making decisions, it changes a whole lot. Tell Mr. Cummings now, Mr. Pearson, and carry Mr. Cummings to some of the society that have professed themselves to be educated or that have positioned their people in that category, right? And see if somebody that Cummings will be an election, you have the old man that is currently the marshal elected over him. It will not happen. Because when people got education, they go just beyond the rhetoric, the formalities about election, the political paraphernalia, the jubilation, the excitement, the euphoria that comes with election. When you have a vast majority of the people educated, I'm not saying this, I mean to look down like brains. And those who following the radio, they know exactly where I'm going. But when you have a society that people can easily manipulate, like you said, with lies, I mean, the other day I open the line and the other men call and say, "Oh, Mr. Cummings, my son, the country." You see that kind of mentality. So when you have a society where you have the community intellectuals go and manipulate the mass of the people, not many people have the ability to take the phone, the smartphone. They say, "Oh, they think what they got said about John Brown." I mean, research on it. All better still. When somebody is talking of absolute bullcrap, you know that this man is not serious and cannot fall for this thing and know far too better. And you know, if you have a society like that, Mr. Pearson, I believe some of the wrongdoings in our country, some of the poor governance will continue to experience over and over, will stop or will be better still. People will start to think differently. So Mr. Kumi is talking about adult education in this educational plan. That yes, while we are focusing on technical education or vocational education and the rest, we also have to bring our elderly people along, especially those who still have interest in at least writing their name, then in their ABC. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I agree. You know, when you mention adult education, I'm one of those who have a couple of schools in Liberia, right? When you hear people talk about adult education, a lot of people think it's just old people. But we're interested to know it's just not old people alone, right? Adult education, our education system is built in a way that by the time you hit 6 years old, you should be in first grade. By the time you hit at least around 17 years old, you should be out of high school. And a lot of people don't pay attention. A lot of time when our people, maybe drug crisis or early pregnancy or early marriage or whatever the case is, having to drop out of school because of financial reason. By the time people hit the 20, 25, 30 years old, they feel education, is no longer for them. It's behind them. And, they feel embarrassed even to go sit in the classroom, right? Back in we used to have what we call night school. But in developed countries like US, they got what they call GED program, where you're not sitting in the classroom, but they give opportunity to get a high school credential level where you can go to college if you want to, or higher education. Our society, in addition to giving elderly people that we call elderly people access to be able to at least be able to read or write their own names is important. But adult education to also involve people who pass school age, but still have desire to learn. And you'll be surprised to know that there have been people in Liberian society who they were embarrassed to go to the classroom because they felt they passed the school age. But then when they had opportunity to other literacy programs, because they were able to catch up, they were able to go back and get to university. Because going to university, they felt better, at least in university. You can even get grades. You say, look, we all will make it to get a first degree. But just to pass that high school. So I think it's important what you're saying, and we need to pay attention to these things so that our people who felt left behind for so many different societal reasons can have an opportunity to advance themselves with a second chance. And Mr. Cummings is right on that.
Right. All right, so that's it, folks. Like he said, our country is a country of lost opportunities. We got a lot of people that cannot afford to send their kids, their children to school at the right time. So like Mr. Pearson said, sometimes you will see people that are far beyond certain age or supposed to be in certain class, and they are still struggling. So Mr. Cummings want to create an opportunity, or better still, to encourage the kind of people to go back to school to get some basic skills and education to be able to better their lives. So I mean, the educational policy of Mr. Cummings and the ANC is good. It's something that obviously when Mr. Cummings does take on to the presidency, it will bring serious transformation in the educational sector. For all these things, it's not propaganda. Okay, we got things that we can point to say, yeah, like Bro Megan say, when your Christmas will be good, you will know from the eve. Okay, the science school is there in Dubo Road. Mr. Cummings support to education over the years, talking about BWR, for example, that is into vocational training and other education. Mr. Cummings bought for 250 kVA generator and sent it there to help that facility with electricity, constant electricity, that students can be able to read their books and practical lab. Some of the things they are teaching them, they on a computer and what have you. So Mr. Cummings' support to education is now a late service. He has been practical. since he started to come back into Liberia after the war, as early as 2006, when some of us never knew him then, 2016, and coming back up. So, coming up to date. So, having said that, we take the very short break, Mr. Pearson. We're going 1 hour into the program. As that 1 hour, we get another 1 hour to be here. So, let's take this short break. And trust me, when we come back, we will obviously dive into the political issues, the other political issues that has to do with the arrest of the former vice president, the statement from the Secretary General of the AMC today, the Youth Congress chairperson, Comrade Kelly, also this spoke with the press. An hour ago or 2 or 3 hours ago. And there are a lot of things, Mr. Pearson, that's happening in the country. Some people are saying that the government is behaving very, very partial with this job, with it for against just. But the AMC is saying that from day one they don't trust the government. In fact, Mr. Cummings said he been reaching out to some of his friends to get involved with this investigation, and I stand with that statement. The man who is the head of the police allegedly have been compromised. He is entangled into this thing as part of web. I will play a tape back from Martin Cody when he appeared on one of the stations this morning. Putting all kinds of things that Mr. Gregory Coleman is involved with, and less they involved with. So that means is Martin Cody and others who are saying it on Facebook that this police RG has been heavily compromised, and as we've been seeing with other guys within the security apparatus. We saw people being dismissed from the NSA. We saw police commissioners, deputy directors being dismissed by the very government. But with the extent of vigor, with the force we saying yesterday, many Liberians are left to ponder that. If there is now a selected kind of justice, what is this? So let's take this short break, and when we come back, we will dive straight into it, Mr. Pearson. But let's just continue because of time. Let's just continue. Let's suspend a break. Let's continue. So let me play this stuff, and then I will come to get your perspective. Before we get our analysis, I just want to take this quick audio from the Secretary General of the ANC wrote something that I will read later on during the course of the program, but I want to play this very quickly from the youth chairperson of the ANC. He said this today to the press a few hours ago about the fight against drugs. So let's take this.
Gregory Cuomo is open back. There's no way the hierarchy structure around Gregory Cuomo can fall at the peak of the cartel that he stands there in the sound and one credible man in the country while he taking almost everything these people are there. So including some of the boss, you come to boss and one. Gregory Cuomo is compromised, lead the ANC, do not trust. He did this investigation.
Oh, okay. So I can.
We have with us the new chairperson of the Alternative National Congress, where we've come to talk to him. The last time we were here, the normally released the state of the good report, and since then a lot of trending development has been happening. So he's here to update us as to what next. So welcome to media.
Thank you, Nanti, and thank you, Africa. One of the same greetings to Nigerians in the diaspora. We've granted this interview to make our political position even clear. That our political leaders, the Congress, and the ANC, have said we do not trust this government to be itself and arrive at a reasonable conclusion around this whole drug saga. And our reason is clear. We want an independent international investigation. Why do we say so? The security architecture that is responsible to investigate criminal activities in our country has been severely infiltrated and dangerously compromised. You see, in the hierarchical structure of the security architecture in this country, people are being compromised from the NSA to the LDA to the Liberian National Police
These people are very dangerously compromised. They have lost public trust to independently investigate this thing in a round and conclusion. So we, the ANC, have been careful and we do not trust this government to investigate yourself. Therefore, we want independent international investigation to investigate this thing. Now, it is important for the government to establish credibility in the fight against these drugs. We want the government to approach it impartially. Why do we see? We've seen the president taking action. So far, we've seen the president suspending people. We've seen the president dismissing people from serving position. Now, what next after suspension and dismissal? You see these people flying around the street, no question asked, and we see setting because at least the government is engaging in this to be partial in this whole investigation. What is happening with Mark? What is happening with the president's son? We hear that the president's son did ignore press release. He said he don't have to run Tuareg. He even went to school. Today, that Tuareg is being alleged of being involved in this very trust. We see the president's son admit that he responded to a message allegedly coming from a cartel member. That worries investigation. We've also seen the president making preemptive comments that he told his friends that if they were ever involved in narcotics or a key matter, he would not have defended or protected them. Why would somebody do anything such an action or in one of his friends? Did he know something? The warrants investigation. We are now saying these people are guilty, the president is guilty. It is on the basis of allegation of president took action against the people in action against government officials. Then the whole rebel at Lugar. He took action against him, right? And today he's part of the investigation and prosecution. What is happening was different from these other people. We've seen the allegation against the DEA officer in charge, Diallo, that led to his suspension and possible dismissal. Today, similar allegations are being leveled against the current police director. And all of a sudden, nobody is saying anything. The IG admitted of receiving styling from people who he has forged questionable relationship with, people of questionable character, are consistently related to the national political mysterious circumstances. But today, the same IG wants us to believe that he has the credibility to investigate his police. Almost everyone around the IG, from Howard Patrol to Chief of Financial Crime Investigation to Chief of Intelligence and Interpol, all these people have been compromised around the IG. And he questioned also Respondia in the national police, squarely on the shoulder of the IG. It's not an excuse. He lacks the credibility to investigate his police. Here are people who tell you this that Tony Muadili admitted that he took 10,000 US dollars to the police director, and the police director gave him 2,000. That means an allegation that always investigation. So similar allegations are made level on people, and the president took action. What is different in the case of the current police director? Public trust is key. Therefore, people who are presiding over investigation in this country must first have the repetition, the legitimacy to preside over this investigation. The police director has admitted of receiving different gifts at different intervals on different occasions. Today, we see that same police director wants us to believe that he has the credibility to preside over this. We are calling for impartiality. In our position in the ANC, as articulated by the party of political commission, we remain clear that Mr. President, we don't have interest in protecting people who are involved. But what we see in doing is that we are not really fair in this. For example, there's a Union Party senator who has been accused of using his security firm to provide security coverage and security protection for a company that is smuggling drugs out of this country. Today, nobody is asking the race question. There's a rescue senator. That is not a fair way to pursue an investigation. You must first make the Liberian people comfortable that yes, you are moving everywhere the evidence is. But you cannot enforce any people. Look at what is happening with the current the immediate past vice president. These people are selling security personnel to the past vice president. And they should take a showmanship at the national level instead of calling these many personnel and their salary vice president and bring them to work. And do what? You see, people are accused, and we haven't seen similar approach to this. The last point I want to make, which is very critical, is the survival proposition. We build our case here that wherever the chief falls, we support him. But in doing so, the Lord will see everybody equally. That is our position. Almost everybody that has been suspended or fired by the president is on the basis of allegation. Nobody has ever been guilty so far. So the same allegations are being leveled against certain people. Why aren't you taking action? Today when we talk, there is no evidence against President Kumo. Has there been evidence against Gabo? Gabo has not been found guilty. Has there been evidence against Paul? You know, these people are still in the process of prosecution. The same allegations standing in the face of President, and he goes around here. It is unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. That was the voice of the youth chair of the Alternative National Congress. So last day, let's take this. Mr. Pearson, then we will come, we get our analysis and then open the line. Let's take this.
Sure, go ahead.
So there is Martin, the activist Martin KM Colley, appearance on the Clarence Jackson or OK Morning Rush this morning, by the way. So courtesy of the big brother Clarence Jackson. So I just wanted to say that.
I think the volume is a little too low. Is there a way we can increase the volume a little bit?
Yeah. It better? Or is it low? I think Clarence is loud because Martin was on the phone. That's the reason it's low. Yeah.
No, it's too low.
Okay. All right. So, but okay. So we stop it there. So I think basically, Mr. Pearson is just the same thing. Comrade Liu Kelly was speaking about. The police RGB very compromised in this process. I think a similar thing. Comrade Martin Colley been alleging that the RG of the police, Colonel Gregory Cuomo, is heavily compromised. Like I said earlier, according to him, he have evidence, he have irrefutable evidence in his possession, and in fact, he gave the police RG a 48-hour ultimatum to either step down ahead of the Liberian National Police or to confess his connection with this whole just trade or the cartel. So it had become, unfortunately, that situation had become a dramatic event on Facebook among some Liberians. We also witnessed the former talk show host, Henry Costa, went live today claiming the innocence of Colonel Gregory Cuomo. In fact, posting some video as well, claiming that it is the former U.S. congressman, I don't know whether he's former, that it was him who gave the vehicle, who lobbied and for the cars, and then I think Colonel Gregory Cuomo through the Liberian National Police purchased them. It was a used vehicle like Mr. Russell, were able to send down to the Liberian National Police. So it had become a whole hula baloo. And Martin Colley is saying, no, I mean, the vehicles have been donated to the police RG by the cartel members. We have irrefutable evidence to them. And the United Party folks are supporting the analysis of Mr. Costa on Facebook and associating Mr. Martin Colley with the CDC people, saying how, I mean, he and the CDC people have nothing to say about the RG. The RG is not involved with this justice and what have you. But from what Comrade Alif said, and what the AMC and all well-meaning Liberians who are not putting on political party cap to look at this just situation, Mr. Pearson, we are maintaining that Mr. Gregory Como, for the sake of the civility of the investigation, should step aside. Because like Aliu said, for example, the very allegation that includes the president was the made those guys from the very security sector we're talking about, whether from the NSA, from the Liberian National Police, the LDA, it's the same allegation that is lingering over this very police RG. So why making this brother no case different? Is it because his name is Gregory Como or he is a police RG? Why is it with this police, RG and the presidency and the first family? Why are they giving him presidential treatment? Why is Gregory Como stay at the Liberian National Police with all the a pool of allegation that he is in? So the AMC has maintained that we don't trust the government in the manner and form in which they are handling this just issue. Yesterday, you saw what happened with the former vice president, Mr. Piazzi. We are not interested in, like the brother said, what they chase me for. Our argument, Mr. Piazzi, is that this process be handled in a much more responsible way that cannot create a kind of political cloud over the process. And that's the route that the United Party people are taking this whole just fight to. Because if Greg is continuously being dragged into this process by barrage of allegations from left and right, Johnny Boladin, one of his closest allies, one of the closest guys in the very police force, that he reinstated into the police when they appointed him as the head of the police, said, look, I took money to provide comfort for the cartel members that have been arrested. And that money was shared with the RG. In fact, he took bulk of that money. But today, the men still parades with Serene as our RG in Liberia. So it's raising eyebrow. And when you open Facebook now, it has become a drama on Facebook, Liberian, I think the whole thing political. You cannot be in the ordinary people who are politicizing it. We're making it as a CDC for the United Party thing. I think that's why they wanted to see this thing to distract the Liberian people from the real issues, Mr. Pearson. So it's troubling. Yesterday, Madam Drew Howard Taylor, her fundamental rights were violated. As we are told, they didn't serve her prior notice, when she was en route to Accra, Ghana to attend some women conference. And then she was ordered back to Monrovia on her way out of her house to get in touch with a lawyer to proceed at the court. They intercepted her pointing, AK-47 rifles at her vehicle. Something like her led to her blood pressure, going up today, that she has been hospitalized around this Congo area as we speak. So you cannot do this. As we speak, the government cannot tell all the fate of some of these guys that have been dismissed. Johnny Boladin, although they are still parading the street of Monrovia, they are not in cell. These people are not in cell. So why are you making this thing political? Why are you making this thing political? So come in and get your perspective on the drug issue. It's worrisome.
You're right. You're right. The thing about Liberia is that we are quick to forget. If you I'm telling a lot of my friends who are in high places in this government, other places in society that have some influence, and I tell them, say, look, we cannot function today in isolation for our history. If you listen, and any of the young people listening to me today, majority of them who in politics or trying to support a side, I encourage you, go on YouTube and tap in their TRC testimonies. Listen to as many TRC testimonies as you can listen to, and it will teach you a lesson. that in the political space and in the social environment in which we find ourselves as a nation, people can be easily hurt, but the consequences of those actions that hurt people don't just go away easily. And at the end of the day, when it comes to a boiling point where those actions that we took against others and other people celebrated why it's happening, when the final whistle blow, there's no way you can say I didn't feel the burnt of the results. And the 14 years of the Civil War taught us that lesson. Now, why am I saying this? Look, Lawrence, we all want drug to be tackled. We all want the cocaine investigation to go to whoever the evidence will lead to. Mr. Cummings have said, and we support what he said, that look, the fact of the matter that the way the cocaine issues even started, right? It puts the government in a compromising position that requires for us to have an independent investigation. Now, for me, whether you want to bring people from outside or you want to bring people from inside, an independent investigation for me will reach to a place where those who are key actors should not be anywhere near the investigation.
That's the point. That's right? The point.
Because I hear people saying, oh, the government is working and the government seizing drugs. We should not forget the initial $19 million drug bust at the airport was not as a result of the DA or the Liberia National Police or the Liberia security sector or the U.S. government tipping anybody off. The drug was carried there on a Friday. It slept there from Friday all the way to Monday, right? Before, I think Monday or Tuesday before, the lady stumbled upon it, and she was amazed at what she saw. She blew an alarm, and because she blew an alarm, nobody could cover it no more. So we are where we are today.
Right.
When you go look into it, they tell you that the reason why nobody had an idea, not even the American government had an idea, because it was being escorted by the very national police. The cocaine was being escorted by the very national police. There was no, the DA officer said there was no DA officer on site to ensure check and balances as to what was passing through the cargo section of the RIA. He said it in the national legislature when he spoke to the Senate. He was asked, do we have men posted at the cargo section? He said no. Do we have instruments to detect drugs and other sophisticated substances? He said no, we don't have these things. So it tells you that the problem is deeper than just ordinary people trying to say, this is a drug fight, let's go and fight it. And I think if you look at the Liberia National Police, we're all talking about Gregory here. If Gregory is not even culpable, somebody say, he's not caught with a hand in the cookie jar. The fact that he assumed command of the Liberia National Police, and he got top lieutenants operating under him, the likes of Commissioner of Police for Crime Services, the likes of Chief of Highway Patrol, the likes of Chief of Financial Crimes, and major financial crimes, and Interpol. When you have the kind of people under your command, culpable, it means the entire system has been breached. So you would do the honorable thing. Even if they say, if nobody even caught you with cocaine, you would do the honorable thing. You say, you know what happened? This is dereliction of duty. It was under my watch that this my principal deputy carried on these operations and I was not able to catch it. I will dress back from the investigation and let people come and execute this investigation, because for whatever reason, I will not present the best face for the investigation. Trust is major in the fight against the cocaine, and the investigation must be based on the public confidence. And Gregory is not the face of public confidence when all of the people under him, majority of the top guys under him who are supposed to secure the state, compromise the state. How can we trust Gregory? It's like me telling you, I'm a manager for the supermarket. Lorime gave me to run. Then the cashier stealing money. The warehouse manager stealing goods. Mm-hmm. The security compromise. So the guy in the warehouse stealing goods, passing the security, can't catch him. the other guy behind the cashier booth, he collecting money from in the cashier.
Then what kind of leader are you now? Yeah.
Then I say I'm the manager saying now. They will
Yeah.
allow me to be saying in the supermarket and all the girls then. Then I allow me I say now there and I see none of those things happening. Then you think when a supermarket owner come and say, Mr. Manager, the warehouse manager compromise, the cashier compromise, the security to the door compromise, almost $1 million of the company loss. I will still be saying that I be manager and say I come investigate a full function under me. No.
Yes, sir. So
Just common sense. Step aside.
Yes, sir. And Mr. Pearson, I want to read it quickly before we go to the line. There is a letter from the Secretary General of the AMC. He posted this some hours ago. It reads, I want to read it quickly, and then we can open the lines to get a perspective of our listeners who've been patiently following us as well as on Facebook. We want to say thanks. I saw some of our comrades, youthful comrades following the show as well. Comrade Obadiah Soniga, the Les of Marvin, and others who want to say thanks for always following the show. Your inputs are highly important in moving our country forward. So this is what the Secretary General, Comrade Desmond Eugene Nimna, posted some few hours ago on your official Facebook page. And yeah, it says the AMC says it offers the political tail lane. ANC says it offers the tail lane for Liberia's 2029 elections. The Secretary General of the Alternative National Congress, AMC, Desmond Eugene Nimlen, has described the AMC as a political alternative Liberians can rely on to transform the country ahead of the 2029 elections. Nimlen, in a statement, said the AMC is the only alternative capable of saving Liberia in 2029, stressing that the party has no connection to instability, corruption, the just trail, or selective justice. He described the ANC as an integrated party that is well positioned to promote economic growth and improve the living conditions of Liberians. According to Nimlen, an AMC-led government will prioritize better health care and improve educational system, modern infrastructure, and expand job opportunities. He also pledged that the party will uphold the rule of law without protecting its own members from accountability. We are the political tail lane the people of Liberia can use to be their destination of a better Liberia, Nimna stated. His comment comes as political parties and potential contenders increasingly position themselves ahead of the Liberia's 2029 general elections, with governance, accountability, economic development, and the rule of law expected to remain key issues in the political debate. So that was the writer from Comrade Desmond Eugene Nimlen a few hours ago, and I agree with him totally. The AMC, where we are with the unfolding events in our country, is very discouraging. We cannot have a president that he's saying one thing and doing another thing on the other hand. President Baka is saying, "Oh no, why there will be no secret cow," but in actuality, we see more than a secret cow. You cannot have like you said. I mean, somebody have to call you and perhaps bring the logic out of this for all the year. I mean, Gregory Como, all of his deputies, like Comrade Ali said, what happened to the doctrine of superior respondent? These people, and you clearly outlined them there yourself with the scenario you just lamented on about the store issue and what have you. I mean, you cannot be, what kind of manager will you be? And all of your surrounding has been hijacked by the cartels. They have been financially induced. In fact, Kwabo, the deputy, I think for intelligence, said highway patrol, rather, that is the deputy for highway patrol. Kwabo said he escorted the cocaine at the airport without knowing what he was escorting, because he received direct instruction from his boss that it was an NSA operative. Who his boss, who is Kwabo boss, is Gregory Como. So, look, I mean, there's just too many things that this Como guy has been entangled with at the Liberian National Police that I'm wondering as to why Mr. Baka is still keeping him there. If not just the regular Liberian team where people just want to blaspheme the people, they lost the political will, they protect their own They want to believe that they are serious about the fall of this job. Look, Mr. Pearson mark this. If we're not careful, and not because of people like Mr. Cummins' involvement, maybe with their hostile connection and perhaps encouraging the Americans and other people to get involved with this thing, this drug case will go nowhere. Mr. Pearson is very, very dismissive.
Yeah, let me
This
just
woman is dismissive.
Yeah, let me just ask you before we go to the line. You know, when I hear the tailing issue, the tailing even becomes more important because right now, between the CDC and the UP, no matter who you put there, they will be fighting more than they will be governing.
You're right.
Because everybody have a score to settle. So I want to speak to our mothers, our brothers, our sisters, our fathers out there, the elders. When you have a room of 3 children in the room, and you enter the room and you see two of the children fighting, every time you come outside kind of 2 of the children fighting, and you want to leave somebody in charge to look after the house, you won't put one of the children, one of the one who get beef with the other one in charge. No, because tomorrow you put CDC there, they will be fighting UP people. You people lead that, they will be fighting the CDC people. And Liberia does not have time for fighting right now. The guys who sleeping in the graveyard, they're not benefiting from 2-party fighting. Right? People want to see the land progress. And last but not least, I will say this. Look, what happened to Madam Joel Howard Taylor re-emphasized the need for a tailing. Because when you want to fight the cartel, you cannot be going after people because you feel they are from another political party. You need to be following the evidence. And even if you're following the evidence, you got to do so respectfully. You got to do so in the confines of the law. You got to do so with dignity. You got to do so with integrity. Because at the end of the day, people who you are targeting or who you are going after, those people under the laws are considered innocent until proven guilty.
Oh, yes.
So
yeah, that's the reason the other people are still roaming around. They are not even in police custody.
So why do you mastermind the arrest of the former vice president to make her to appear to be guilty even before she comes before the law? With total disregard for her status in society. Only to create another enemyship tomorrow when she probably comes to power, then she come out to pay debt. That's why we need a tailing. We need somebody whose hand is not in this fight. We're looking out for the people of Liberia. Then we can go to the lines.
You're right. So, fellow librarian, there you have it. Like Mr. Pearson said, we cannot overemphasize the need for a political tailing. Look, let's do away someone with the other people. Retire with them. Because the thing is, everybody is somehow involved with all the things that are taking the country backward. For investors to come, it cannot be possible with the kind of news that come out of Liberia. I got some callings here. I mean, all the international wires, Rectors, Rio, Al Jazeera, BBC. I mean, to the extent, even in BBC Pigeon, this drug issue there, the arrest of Mandra Taylor is been broadcast there. So people about money, people will not come and dump their money in these kind of places, right? So you make the economy more difficult. There's no investment coming to the country. The poor people continue to languish in absolute poverty. You say when you take over, people will not be sitting between the car. We see the proliferation of unemployment in the country. Young people don't have direction. For the last 3 months, all we can talk about, Mr. Pearson, is just. When CDC time we were discussing 100 million worth of cocaine, today we're talking about almost $500 million worth of cocaine. And they will say, like you said, our CDC friend will say, yeah, even though our time we had television in the rural ghetto, watching TV in the ghettos, we made the ghetto begin comfortable for our young people to destroy themselves. But at least we didn't have the quantity of drugs in the country. The other men will say, yeah, we allow more drugs to come in and we're doing selective justice. So that listen to you, Liberians who've been following us. But it's a sad thing that Liberia again is at square one. The rescue you people voted for, unfortunately, is not delivering. I don't think you people are proud of your votes because what we've seen so far is taking our country down the drain. We've seen a very, very selective form of justice in this drug fight, and we think it should stop. So 077 0777 959 959 is the regular number here on the show. 0777 959 959 0777 959 959 is the only number to call. The MTN or the Lone Star number is 0881 871 670 0881 871-670. That is the MTN number. I mean, you are MTN subscriber, and the WhatsApp number here is plus 231-777-959-959. For our folks from the diaspora, you want to join the show, you are following, and you want to join the show, that's the WhatsApp number 0777-959-959. The local only users again 0777-959-959 is the number to call and participate on the show. So it's a very, very embarrassing situation in Liberia. This Justin, from the very onset of the ANC, we made our position very clear that yes, we encourage the fight against illicit drugs in our country. In fact, that was one of the major reasons why the Liberian people voted Mr. Bakai to calm down drugs. But we cannot see a proliferation of drugs in our rural communities and people trying to politicize it. You go after your opponents with every vigor you have got. I mean, when people speak on the drug issue, even lawmakers. Let's take the first call here. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Welcome.
Hello?
Yeah, welcome. Mr. Pearson, you're getting a call. Go ahead. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, we're getting him.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You want it? You live. Go ahead. Thanks for joining the show.
My name is John, so you calling from Conway, Africa.
All right, John. Welcome. What's your take on some of the things we've been discussing, Mr. Pearson and myself?
Yeah, when it comes to leadership, for me, I'm been following it. But I got work here. Because yes, when you know when I was put up the power, you don't know what until we take power and start seeing the office stuff. Like for instance, the restitution, you offer. I'm not going to do that. You're going to be ready. But I'm telling you, no, I'm got more force. So we all say that we should go that way.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kumi. We can guarantee you, Mr. Kumi will be a far more better leader than what you guys are seeing. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Hello?
Yeah, welcome, Chief. Welcome. Good evening. Your name, where you come from?
My name is Hussein. I'm calling from Boston.
Yeah, Heron, welcome. You called last week, right? Thanks for joining as usual. Yeah.
You know, my point here, I tell President Bola, thank you for the judge for acknowledging this seriously judgment. If John Brown is in the job business, John Brown should be prosecuted until we can reach to where it is. Another drug is not good. See, I will know people see some. This is one of the people that are but for his Europe. Now they are trying to judge someone. But if we get President Bola to fail him, it will say I'm a own way to even go look for him to put him about with me. In order to also get rid of him, we have to get rid of him. Even not get rid of him, leader is at 9.9%.
You're right.
How will I feel?
Thank you, Heron. Thank you. Because of time, that hold you there. Good evening. I'll take this question. Good evening. Welcome to the show. Thanks for calling. My man, we're discussing something serious, man. Stop that. So 0777959 is the number to participate on the show. I mean, what you have to say as Liberian about this drug issue. We also talk about Mr. Kumi's stand on this drug matter. We continue to say that the government is very, very partial in this thing. From what we're seeing so far, the government is not serious. You cannot have the head of the Liberian National Police who has allegedly been entangled to this thing, and he is still there presiding over it, and you think people will take this investigation serious. And Mr. Pearson said the issue about public confidence is key. Good evening. Hello, you live. Go ahead. You live on the show. Go ahead. Good evening. Yeah, good evening. Go ahead. You live. Thanks for joining the show. Your name and make your point.
Yeah, thank you for the topic.
Mm-hmm.
You see, they draw the name of
Your name, Chief. Your name, please.
2 more now. We are very talking in a contract. Or you see, Unity Party people, everyone of them, they are praying. It's the same thing. You know, computer when you why you set it down. You just put it down where you ready. You plug it, everything come down. The how you feel free looking. This is we are talking. One guy doing well for the president. But look at the ID. And you're not supposed to be whatever now. Let me sit aside. Then before you say, oh, where? Running behind our opposition. To the opposition, you change the highest court of the Union Congress. They compare for every Liberian.
All right, Chief.
Okay? So the thing is very just.
All right.
Say, oh, the other person that you need the party, the other person that ANC, the other person CNC.
Thank you, Chief. So you agree that the police RG should give way for a credible team to take over? All right. Thank you, Chief. Thank you. 0777959 is the number to participate. For the Lone Star callers, 0881 871 670. That's the Lone Star number. 0881 871 670 is the Lone Star number. And if you are only subscriber, you can simply dial 777-959-959. But Mr. Pearson, let's take this person. Good evening. Hello. You live, bro. Go ahead, Chief. Yeah, change your location. You coming distracted. Go ahead. Oh God. Hello, you getting us now? Oh, this caller line is bad. 077-959-959. The calls are coming, but I mean, some of the callers they are struggling to make their point. The network is full. But 777-959-959 is the number to join the show. You've been listening to Mr. Pearson and myself here on Kia Radio 95.9. Yeah, good evening. Yeah, welcome, sir. Yeah, you live. Go ahead. Call your name and make your point quickly. We're running out of time. Chief, you have to change your location so we can get you better. Yeah, go ahead. We're struggling to get you, but go ahead.
I listening on the show and I feel very much what you're saying. All my program has to do with
But
I'm still ready. It's a very common. What is IT?
Yeah.
And then some other people say you take that you receive the highest amount. So I would say maybe the government have not found out, investigated properly to know that it's part of it. That was still giving in there.
No, but Chief, let me hold you there now, Chief. 1 minute now. So the other people too, right? That was just allegation and the president dismissed some of them, my brother, right? So the man, like brother can say, where smoke coming from, fire will be there, some kind of way. So they want me, everybody, Martin Colley then talking, even some of the very people that the president had dismissed, like Johnny Boladin. Johnny said that, oh yeah, the money I told I share with him, man. Then he say no probable cause that the president can move that man from that police job, my brother.
I think so. I think maybe they have not done any substantial.
All right, thank you. Thank you, my brother. Run out of time. Thank you for your point. Good evening. Let's take this person. Thank you, my brother. Good evening, welcome.
Good evening to my chair family.
Good evening. This is Paco. All right, Paco, thanks for joining the show. Quickly.
We all can overlook that anytime you on your show and talk comparison of my brother. Oh, brother, die. You know, he good job. So I can't support job for the Canadian Party account or the president. It's a bad people they get through. Show the evidence to the importer, the car. The importer to spend the whole car. Now one car will have been mayor from Minnesota.
Wilfred Russell, they call him Wilfred Russell. But Paco, let me ask you now, Paco, right? 1 minute, yeah. So Paco, you know, in Liberia, right, and around the world, is a international best practice. Sometimes as a public official, when you kind of think Paco your name can inside, you think for the sake of your family name and for your own name, Paco, it's not necessary that you give way. They're not taking it from your job, bro. That make you say, give me 1 minute now. No, but but then when you say that now, then you're making the thing political now.
Let me ask Paco one question. Paco,
Mr. Pierce, want to ask you. Just listen 1 second.
Is the fight is about Liberia or is about individual holding a job?
Individual who get job.
No.
He's saying is this fight they job fire that is about Liberia, it's rather about the country or about certain individuals having their job. Like a question.
Yeah. Papa, I hear you. Let me ask you. Let me ask you the other one too now. No. Let me ask you one more now. Let me ask you one more question before you go other time. Let me ask you one more. If you agree with me now that the whole drug we're fighting here is about the country, it is not because we want to protect certain people. Then why when the Liberian people, when you got a lot of the people and very important people in the society to telling you, come on, we know you won't help, but because we honor you, all the people, the big people honor you, that you are taking command from you, all of them here in the cookie jar. So get behind the scene. You're not a good face for the fair. Why you got problem with it?
All right, Paco. It's a Pierce in let Paco go. I think Paco has made a point. Thank you, Paco. Thank you. Yeah, Paco, the Unity Party apologies. The man. Yeah, the man. 077. We can take 2 more. Mr. Pearson, so we can wrap it up. We're running out of time. 077 959 959. We can take 2 more. 077 959 959. Or better still, 881. It is 71670 is the number. Yeah, let's take the person. Good evening. Yeah, welcome. Quickly, your name and where you joining the show from. Go ahead, brother. We ain't got time. Yeah, please, quick. All right, go ahead. You've been following the show. You on?
What I want for the government to do, let them arrest any child that is issued in the street and give them the on the board and get them for 10 years. It will be better.
All right, Chief. Thank you. But I think before we even start that, let's try. Yeah. Thank you. We got your point because of time. We'll take the last call. We got 10 minutes to be here. So at least we can take 1 more and then we can use the 9 minutes for all the wrap up, Mr. Pearson. I can make a parting comments and we can go home. So 077 we will be that lucky quarter. We can take you. If not, then we can wrap it up. We got 10 minutes to go. Yeah, so Mr. Pearson, you listen to the callers. Let me hear you, Chief. I will wrap up and then we'll be here another time. But let me hear you. You listen to the callers.
Yeah, thanks, Lauren. Look, I think we should be fair to the discourse. We should be fair to the country. The fight against drug.
Okay, Mr. Pearson, that today grace quarter. Go ahead, quickly, please. Yeah, go ahead, Chief. Your name, where you call from? Okay, how's bro? Will be just be all over a bit. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. What want to call CNC? Yeah, CNC that what? Well, man, Mr. Kumi is here, brother. We're talking about moving the country forward. You know, we can't just be giving a party to anybody. I mean, a country to anybody. They get a country to serious people to transform the country, my brother. But okay, thank you, brother. Thank you for calling. Okay, thank you, bro. Yeah, thank you. That okay. Let wrap it up. The call still coming, but can't mind that. Mr. Pearson, let wrap it up. We got 8 more minutes. Let's wrap it up. You can use
Look,
5 minutes.
like I was saying, look, we have to be honest with the country because where we reach now with the drug
We're
issue is
not taking any more calls, please. We'll take you guys on the next time of the show. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Pearson.
yeah. So it has to be about the country. It cannot be about who deserve a job or who can go or who can go. It should be about the country. So if the Liberian people at some point in time say, listen, we're all trying to fight this drug, but the other person here cannot be the face in front of fighting the drug here because the person, too many things happening around them. So let the person step to the side. When say you cannot support the investigation, you can support it in the back. But we don't trust you. And if we don't trust you, we are the electors. We are the one who elect President Boaka. We are the one who tell President Boaka to get people a job and can run the country. If we don't trust you, we tell the country we don't trust you. You're not the only person that got the skills and the expertise to run to do an investigation. Step in the back, right? Another thing we need to be careful about is that when we're fighting this drug here, we cannot be seen to be partial. We cannot be seen to be taking sides. We cannot be seen to be saying the other way we can do it. And we can. If President Boaka's son, if the cartel call President Boaka's son and send video and say, Jojo, you get something for us, and Jojo said, I text them back, and then he read one big letter. The investigator should be able to call him and say, look, my man, we see some activity going on. Come and explain yourself. If the man clear is out here, with the man explain himself, the man clear, let me go. So tomorrow when you collect, Madam Joe Howard tell the former vice president, Madam Joe Howard tell everybody say, they think fair. Jojo Boaka, the name came up, the police called him, he went, they asked him question. The former vice president name came up, they call her, they ask her question. You cannot say you have overwhelming evidence, and then you say you have overwhelming evidence in the investigation, and you got this evidence against an immediate former vice president. When that becomes the issue, obviously we know because you say you got evidence, you keeping surveillance on her. So at what point in time you got to know that she was traveling out of the country? Why did you wait for her to leave her house and go to the airport? Why did you carry armed men to go and seize her liberty before carrying her to the national police station? Why would you want to do it in a manner and form that will make the country seem like we're in another war zone or it's a unity party against CDC? When you did not do it for Jojo Boaka. You did not do it for the police lieutenant on Gregory Como. You did not do the same thing with Biago. You did not do the same thing with Paul and Peter King. Those guys were hanging around for almost 1 month before they carried them to the police station and charged them. They were given privilege. How you call it? That treatment. Even the white guys who they caught with $300 worth of cocaine. When they were taking it from the court to carry it to the central prison, they put it in the picker, then they put it like minute, they put it in the picker back. Those are preferential treatment. We want to see us fight this drug here in a way that it is no partisan business. That Mr. Cummings saying there has to be some level of fair play so that we can be seen to be fair. And when people repetition is on the line, move with caution, give them the benefit of the doubt, call them in for questioning. If you get overwhelming evidence, go to a judge, get a writ of arrest and a warrant. You go and you search them or you seize their liberty and produce them to court. But when you finish making all the noise here now, you finish making anything out of drama, and then you go find out now you can't carry the woman to court, what do? When you finish tarnishing your repetition, Al Jazeera finish carrying it, BBC finish carrying it, Radio France not carrying it, USA media then finish carrying it, how do you repair that damage?
You're right.
You gotta be careful. And Greg Coleman, the same one who said when we're talking about Peter King and Paul, he said, we can't just go, tarnish people repetition, gotta be sure of what happened for people can arrest people. What happened in this case? But I will leave it there.
Thank you. That was the voice of Mr. Clarence R. Pearson Senior. He's a PhD. He's a serious V brother. Thanks for joining the show today. Hope you can always come around, that we can speak to our people. Liberia need us. The country is in a reverse gear, Mr. Pearson, and it's sad. It's sad that the Liberian people made this unfortunate decision in 2023. This drug issue, by and large, they have become political. The United Party is doing everything possible to distract the Liberian people, and they think they can create a Ventura bus whereby it can lead, if care is not taken, it can lead this country into chaos. And that is where some of us, our stand is now coming from. That we cannot continue to gamble the peace of our country, because if other people in the opposition clearly start to see this kind of operation of the government, where you are giving your own people who are aligned with your preferential treatment, and you are going after opposition figures with everything you have got, I mean, they will think as political vision. And of course, Baga is saying, he don't care what other people are saying. He is political. I mean, he's wish hunting them politically. He will continue on what he's doing, and that's for me one of the things that I dislike about this president, the dismissful nature that he always comes to the table with. I mean, the classic example recently, to just close, Daniel Sando and the others from the Ministry of Information, they've been all what they play, abusing people, abusing Liberians who are in disagreement with the policy of the government or the way they are running the state. What Bogart did, Bogart drove there, he went and endorsed them. Okay, so it's an ugly thing. And I think, look, it's quite unfortunate. We have two meaning, but I think, let me take this person. I think they want to, I lost that. I wanted to just get the person. They are calling from the diaspora. Or 1 minute or so grace period to just say one or two. But probably we'll take them next time. So that's it. But I think it was a good show today, Mr. Pearson. It was a great show. The Liberian people are watching. 2029, the AMC is a political telling for me. That's the major message going forward. Join us. Forget about all the political, recycle political actors. They put our hand together and rally around Mr. Cummings. That make him from nowhere and came from right here, point 4. Okay, and he went and reached at the echelon of corporate America. It only take determination, merits, it take integrity to reach to the level of which Mr. Cummings reached in corporate America. So we want for Mr. Cummings to come and tap on that experience here and develop this country and give our people life. Mr. Pearson, Liberia need to live. The poverty in this country is too much. People are dying of curable diseases, and we cannot see Bogart governing the country like this. It's frustrating that they take this job in this serious. We want to call our international friends to get more involved, to get deeply involved, that is, with this job issue. Because level Bogart and his bands of cabals, look, that the AMC has said, we have lost all credibility. We want to say thanks to the followers of this show. our diaspora friends who continue to, join us, who continue to make their inputs. They are Liberians, they got right, they have their say in what happened in this country. And to our followers in Radio Land, I want to say thank you for always joining the show. Tomorrow, I say George will be here again. You can tune into the show and make your input as we all continue to fight for a better Liberia. 2029, hopefully, will redeem our country and making Mr. Kumi the next president, hopefully. Thank you. And I want to say thank you to Brother Tuso, who is always at the back and making things possible for us here as well. So, Mr. Pearson, it was a great debut presentation for you and myself. I hope we can do them more often whenever you have the time.
You're welcome, Lawrence. You're welcome, man. A lot of people lock the doors and check the windows.
Certainly. And I'm about now to go make my way to Johnsonville there. It's a tedious job, but we have to do this for our country. We have to do this in the interest of Liberia. So it was a good show. Thanks to all those who called, those who tried calling that we couldn't take their call because of time. We promise that next time you can call sooner and your fee will also be heard. But Mr. Gregor Coleman, save yourself the stress. You have to leave the help of our police force. We got all the Liberians that are capable of doing our job and clear your name. If Baka want to bring you back into government, that is the prerogative of Mr. Baka. But for now, leave the job and clear your name, Chief. That's the honorable thing anybody can do. So it was a good show. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Pearson. See you next time.
LIB, stand up. Take me back to Liberia, where the drums still play my song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB Future TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.